Okay, so what is this 45-day program all about? And I want to start with a little bit of a backstory. Um, so I had heard about Revive 45. I had heard about it actually for over a year, but I never really felt like I had good understanding of what you actually get inside the program, right? Like what value am I going to get if I invest in this program? So I want to talk about some of the different things that on the welcome call I was like, this is what we need to do. Okay. So, this program is not just about counting calories, tracking your macros. It's not counting points for every food that you put in your mouth. Like, I have done that. I've done the restrictive keto. It didn't work for me long term. I remember actually, Weight Watchers is one of the programs that I've done in the past. And I literally remember times where I would want to eat my arm. Like I never felt satisfied. I never felt full. I felt like every single day I was living in such a calorie deficit that it literally made me ravenous. Now, day one inside this program on the welcome call, we learned about stress and we learned about the different triggers in our bodies that actually prevent us from losing weight. Okay. One of them being starving yourself. So there's so many different diet options out there. But when we restrict too much, our body actually says, nope, I'm sorry, I am not going to release fat. And then we say stuck. And we're like, I don't understand. I've dropped my calories. I'm only eating this and this. Um, one of my friends actually that got inside this program, she was down to eating 800 to, I'm sorry, yes, 800 to 1,000 calories a day. Any more than that, she would gain weight. Within her first like 3.5 weeks in this program, she was down 10.2 pounds. And she's eating a ton. She's full all the time. I shouldn't say eating a ton, but she's eating to the point of being full. She's not craving. Like, this is the difference. So, this program really struck me as something that's more than just the food in. It's about your whole body, your whole health. And a big piece of that starts at the metabolism and it starts now and it continues 20 years from now. What I have learned is that how I am treating my body right now is going to have impact 20 years from now. Stress that we're still carrying in our day-to-day lives, like emotional traumas that maybe are still following you. All of this plays a role in weight loss, but also weight staying. And that might be why it feels like things aren't working. So I remember actually about 7 minutes into the welcome call for this program, I was messaging my friend Jess and I'm like, we need to do this. Like, this is different. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's lifestyle, it's learning a new way to live that you can feel proud of the fact that it's in alignment with your goals of wanting to be healthy, because it's not all about the number on the scale. It's not all about the weight. And so it truly is a holistic wellness program that weight loss is an amazing result of it. So let's talk about what you actually get inside the program. Okay, so inside the program, you get multiple different pieces. Okay, you are going to get an app for your phone. It's called My Coach. And what that gives you is tons of different tools, including daily journal entries, because, like we talked about, being able to reflect into your mind, into the emotion, being able to plan ahead. There was a journal prompt where you had to think about, like, okay, if there were to be a special occasion that comes up, how can I prepare for it? There was another one that said, okay, I want you to literally stand in front of a mirror for 3 minutes and give gratitude to your body. And what can you say to your body? And so all of these journals are like releasing emotional triggers that have in the past kind of kept us stuck. Um, so you get the daily journals, you get the food lists, what to eat, what not to eat. Okay, I have all of mine printed in my binder here too. Um, there's a spot in the app where you can actually track your data. So you can put your measurements in there. You can put your pictures in there as you go. So, like, I took a picture of my scale, like my actual scale when I started. I took all my before pictures. They're all in there and they're in one easy place. And then as I have progress throughout, I'm just uploading all of those pictures. I have like my week 1 reflections in there. And it's not just I lost this much weight. I lost this much inches. I was full longer. I didn't have the cravings. I was shocked that I was able to actually resist my son's birthday cake, right? So it's all of those things. I was surprised by the habits that I didn't realize were so strong. Like when I would wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom and I would be grabbing a handful of chocolate chips, right? Like those are all of the reflections from week one, and I put it all in there. So it's really good because you can then look back at your progress. So you can track your water, you can track your movement. It'll ask you, like, did you take your supplements 15 to 20 minutes before your meals? Like, it reminds you of those things. So if you're somebody who's like a check off the list kind of person, you're absolutely going to love the app. Like I said, you're going to get a list of, yes, this is my food. No, this is not my food. Okay. Which is really going to be helpful to kind of get you in that mindset because we're not always in our house. We don't always have our food prepped. Like life is going to happen. So to be able to have that mentality of being able to say that, okay, a group chat. I was actually reading in Proverbs, and it's tiny on my screen. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. And it really resonated with me because I'm like, the power that this group chat has, because all of us have the same goals. We're all in here together. We all want to help our health. We all want to help our emotions when it comes to eating, lessening the food noise, feeling better in our own bodies. And you have a group of like minded people that have the same mindset, the same goals. They're going to lift you up. They're going to help pull you out of the trenches when you're not feeling the best. And there is something about that accountability piece that is incredible. I actually have a friend who's doing this that said she did the program before. It has changed a bit since the last time. And this is a piece that's been built in. And she said this has been one of the biggest blessings is the group chat. Okay. You're going to get group coaching with our coach. She is incredible. Her name is Natalie, and she actually helps to personalize the program for you. She helps to make those tweaks when you're feeling stuck. So once a week, you have a group chat that you get like into the nitty gritty with her, and she really helps you to kind of overcome some of these obstacles. So again, you're no longer left to your own devices and figuring it all out on your own. You have the support of others to lean into. Okay. And then you get recipes for the whole 45 days. I'm just opening to an example, and I know you can't read it, but you're going to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipes. And it also shows you how to make this into meal prep. So she talks about using like mason jars and getting things set so that you have success. You're basically setting yourself up for success. So there's amazing recipes in here. And then there's also your tracker where you can record your mantra. What's your meal plan, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner? When we plan ahead, we have better success. Your movement. How many steps did you get? Did you track your water? How much sleep did you get? I'm here to tell you sleep matters maybe more than you think. What was your mood like? Your mindset journal, gratitude. What are you thankful for? So all of these pieces come within the program. And there's weekly check-ins at the end. You're also going to get things like a macro guide. This has been incredible for me. So it lets me know what do I need to eat for my breakfast. So it should be a protein, a carb, or a fruit, and then fat. And then it uses a hand guide to help you know how much. Because I know for me, if I had to track macros all the time, like actually weighing my food, I would burn out of it and I wouldn't continue with it. So this allows us to kind of eyeball that. Hugely helpful. So that is what you get inside of the program. Huge, huge value. And now you're probably wondering, okay, what does it cost? And what do I need to invest? That's how I kind of like to look at this, not as a cost, but as an investment. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so what do you need to invest in for this program? Because remember, here is the thing. Your health is an investment. And what we like to say is invest in well care now instead of health care down the road. And we do know that metabolic health is the leading cause of many different diseases down the road, including Alzheimer's, dementia, diabetes. A lot of that stems back to metabolic health. So if we can better our metabolic health, we're going to have losing weight as a side effect, but we're also just going to be in better health. So it is an investment. And if you're over there and you're kind of feeling a little bit skeptical, I get it because I've been there. And many of us that are doing this program, we've tried other things before and it didn't work or it didn't last. But I'm telling you, this is different because it is a lifestyle change that is doable. You are not going to be ravenous, and it's just truly designed at better health. Okay. So what do you need? You need MetaPower soft gels. Those are the third one on here. I don't know why I'm showing this one first. These ones are going to help with satiety. I will tell you, both of these you take 15 to 20 minutes before you eat. I have not been hungry, like starving at my meal times. It blows my mind. So the MetaPower soft gels have MetaPower oil in them and they help with satiety. MetaPower Assist, this is the one that's going to help regulate your blood sugar. When your blood sugar goes up, and I will tell you my story, I have lived a life of processed foods. That is what I've always eaten. Okay. So every time I would eat my Cheetos or my cookies or my cheese and crackers, right? My blood sugar goes up and then my body has to produce insulin to allow that sugar in my blood to get into my cells for energy. But the problem is when it's up 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 all the time and you get on this roller coaster, your body ends up having to produce too much insulin and things end up getting stored in your fat cells because they're expandable. You will learn more about that on the welcome call, but the MetaPower Assist is going to help with that. So these are the two supplements that you're going to take, and then you're going to get MetaPower Recharge. MetaPower Recharge is electrolytes. Super, super important. Hydration is incredibly important, but not just chugging water. You want to make sure that you have the right minerals and electrolytes in there as well. Okay. And then I don't have it, but it is pictured here. I just ran out and I have it on order. The MetaPower gum. It's optional, but being in the program myself, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get the MetaPower gum. Okay, because it gives you something between meals to put into your mouth to get that satisfaction, but it also, again, it has that MetaPower oil in it, which helps with satiety. So it's going to help to hold you over until your next meal. It tastes good. Like I want to say it's like $8.50. Add it to your cart. Like especially for your first 45 days, I think it is well worth having it so that you have a tool, because when we have our tools, we're going to be more successful. So total cost of the products, if you do not get the gum, is $173.50. Total cost if you do get the gum is $182.25. And then the program itself. So on that previous slide where we talked about everything that you get, so the products are your tools. They're going to help you be successful. But the program itself is where you're going to get like the app and the journals and the food lists and all of the things, the group coaching. That is regularly $125, but I have a discount code to help you get it for $45. All right. So my goal for you would be to lean into this first 45 days. Lean in, follow the program, go with the support of others that are doing it with you. And I truly believe that you can have success here. My first week, I'm just going to give you my stats. I was down 5.6 pounds in my first week and 1.4 inches in my waist. So I didn't take all of my other measurements at the end of the first week, but in a week, and I'm moving my body and I'm walking and I'm taking my kids for walks and we're eating vegetables for dinner. And I'm like, this is unheard of. I've probably, I kid you not, eaten more vegetables in the first week than I probably did in the last 2 months leading up to this program. And that is just complete honesty. Okay. So my body needs health. I have wrecked my metabolism over time. And I just truly want you to lean into this as a support for the first 45 days. And then from there, we will be able to kind of help you take those next steps.